Welcome to the Idaho Business Podcast, the only Idaho podcast focused on providing profits for Idaho people. If you love our state and love small business, you are in the right place. We interview local legends, learn business, and have way too much fun doing it. You're listening to the Idaho Business Podcast with your friend, host, and all-around great guy and owner of New Clean Commercial Cleaning, Spencer Ward.
All right, everyone, welcome back to another episode of the Idaho Business Podcast. I am stoked to be with you guys and gals today. It's a new week. It's a new opportunity for us to go out there and kill it. It's a good opportunity for us to go out there and serve other people. It's a new opportunity for us to add value to people's lives and to also add value to our families' lives and to those that we love and everything. And just to value brings love, brings peace to your life, and it just brings overall great well-being to your life. Today, as always, we're sponsored by Dale's Outdoor Advertising. These guys are remarkable at helping you get in front of your potential clients with digital and traditional billboard means. Give them a call at 232-6886. Give Rob a call. And if you sign up for at least 3 months, he will give you a installation for free or your first month for free. So give them a holler today, make it happen, stop stalling it, start making some transitions in your life, in your business life, stop doing the same things over and over again, expecting different results. Make one thing this week different that you've been frustrated with in your life, in your business, and make a change. That's the only thing that you need to do. Pick one thing. It's like last week we talked about make that 1% change, be 1% better in every aspect of your business, and you'll see some great things come to light. And I'm telling you, I'm a flawed person. I'm a flawed businessman. I'm a flawed everything, flawed father. But I'm constantly trying to be better. And that's what this podcast is all about, is providing profits for good Idaho business people. And that's why we're here listening and learning together. And I hope you can get some stuff out of it, because I know I do as I continue to research and have these amazing guests on the show. But today, I was thinking about it. I was listening to another podcast from Ed Mylett, one of my heroes. Just a stud. Guy's amazing. And if you need a podcast, go listen to Ed Mylett, especially his last podcast. But he was talking about how you're going to be remembered in 20 years. And he talked a lot about how we view our goals and how we view our lives and our dreams. And sometimes the way we view our dreams and our life, we talk about these things that we want to happen in our lives, and we know, because we're optimistic people as business leaders, business owners, we know it's going to eventually happen. But sometimes we think, yeah, but it's not going to happen for a while. And Ed talks about having some problems with our depth perception. We have our depth perception issue because you think you're further away from your goals than you really are. And because we do that, we start pacing ourselves to achieve those goals at a later date because we think we're further away from them than we really are, which is, I started thinking about that. I'm like, you know what? Gosh dang it. He's so right. I think it's Elon Musk that talks about, if you have a goal, to get something done in 10 years, you'll get it done in 10 years. But if you have that same goal and you move it up to 1 year or even 6 months, you might not get it done in 6 months, but you'll get freaking close to it. So move up the pace, work on your depth perception. And that's something I'm going to definitely work on myself this week, this month, this year, is realizing that my goals can come faster than I think they can come. And I can grow the way I want to grow. I can achieve my personal goals faster than I want to achieve. I can serve people at a higher level than I feel I can currently serve them now. All that can be happening at a higher pace than we think that we can happen, that we think that can happen now. So he kind of started off saying, all of our dreams are in the deep end of the pool of our lives. And he gave an example, and you need to go listen to the podcast. The guy's a stud. Gave an example of when he was 9 years old. He went to this baseball team, I believe, or whatever sports team he was with. They were going to a pool to have some fun, but he didn't know how to swim. And all of his teammates were out on the deep end, enjoying life, swimming around, horse playing, just having so much fun. And his mom sent him with one of those dorky neon yellow, orange life preservers. And he just like, oh, this is embarrassing. I'm over here paddling around. This is embarrassing, just being this. And then the gal at the pool, like, oh, you don't have to wear that. We could give you some of these floaties. Do you know what floaties are? So they end up putting him some floaties, and he's like, maybe look even worse. So his uncle came to visit a short time later, and he was telling his uncle, hey, I want to learn how to swim. And oh no, the thing is, his uncle saw him in the pool with the floaties on. His uncle's like, why are you wearing those floaties? He's like, I don't know how to swim. And he's like, well, can you teach me how to swim, uncle? And he says, no. And he's like, oh, and he said, come up here. He took off the floaties and he just chucked him into the pool. He says, now swim to the side of the pool. He's like, I don't know how. And he said, well, swim. You got to get here somehow. I'm not coming in to save you. Get here. Swam to the side of the pool, made it there. He's like, okay, now swim to the other side. He said, I didn't make it to the other side, but I made it to the other side of the side of the pool, which was like 10 feet. And he said, once he got there, the uncle said, now swim back. He was able to make it back. And he started to realize the motion and stuff. And he was, it was a horrible doggy paddle and stuff like that. But once he got back, his uncle said, okay, now that you've done that, now I'll get in and help you. Now I'll help you swim. Learn how to swim the right way. And he said, we're so comfortable in the shallow end. And it's going back to our depth perception. We're pacing ourselves because we think, hey, our goals are so much further off than they really are. Our timetables are off. But we're spending this time in the shallow area thinking, hey, I can pace myself, but knowing that the real opportunity is in the deep end, the real, the fun in his situation, being with his friends. But his uncle knew, he had to take that jump, a leap of faith into that deep end, and he had to show the effort to actually learn how to survive in the deep end first, before his uncle had said, okay, now let me show you. And that's kind of how it is in our lives. It's how it is in our business. We all take that plunge in the deep end, and many of us don't have a mentor next to us saying, hey, yeah, now I'm going to teach you. It's, hey, we're plunging in the deep end. And many of us have to, sink a little bit and then bob our heads up, grab a breath of air and go back under for a little bit longer, and eventually start learning how to tread water, and then learn to do the nice breaststroke and to do the other strokes to keep our companies alive. But it's interesting to understand it in that side of in that point of view. But he said there's 4 ways most people will be remembered 20 years from now. And he said the first way would be invisible. You'll be invisible. So no one would know you. No one would know what you achieved. No one would know anything about your life. And that's not how I want to be known. That's not how I want to live my life. And he says, but providing the invisible help, providing that invisible service to people, helping people in need, all that kind of stuff makes you visible. Obviously, you're not providing that service to be acknowledged. I understand that kind of thing, but it does set you up for a life of example. I want to teach my children, that hopefully they're seeing me help other people. Hopefully they're seeing me provide that service for others, that they can see, hey, Dad's a good dude. He's willing to help other people that can't help themselves, or provide assistance, or whatever it is, so they can have those memories of me and learn to do that themselves. The second thing he said, how people would be remembered in 20 years from now, most people, he said, would be as a victim. Everything happens to them. They're a victim of people, or of circumstances of life. They're always a victim of something. And man, that's another way. That's another thing I don't want to be remembered as. I don't want to be a victim of something. I don't want something to happen to me over and over again, and me to use that as an excuse or a cop out all my life. There's many things that have happened in my life, or your life, or I'm sure every person's life, that they could use as a legitimate excuse to why to, not why, but why not succeed, or how they didn't succeed in life because of that excuse. But why do that to yourself? Be a winner in your life. Be your own author. Don't let someone author your own book, and don't let someone else decide how your book's going to end. I was literally looking through my senior yearbook, and I was a goofball. You see me as I am now. I'm a goofball. I was a goofball in high school. I wasn't the best student in high school. I didn't learn how to study until I got into college. But one of the teachers made predictions for all of these students in the senior class, and he predicted me to be a professional janitor. Funny enough, I'm a professional janitor. I own a janitorial company, so he got the last laugh again, apparently. But I could use that as, I could have looked at that my whole life and thought, what, I'm never going to amount to anything. I'm never going to do anything because this person thinks I'm useless. I'm not going to be anything in life. And I just didn't care. I knew I could accomplish what I needed to accomplish, and I know my story's not done yet either. I know there's a lot more for me to accomplish. I know there's a lot more for you to accomplish if you or we decide how we're going to be remembered. Third thing was be remembered as a hero. He said, be the one for your family. Be the one. You see people with jets and private jets, mansions, all this kind of stuff. If you look far enough back in their family, there was a time that they did not come from money. There was that one person in their family that decided, you know what, I'm going to be that one that's going to change the fate of my family. I'm going to be the one that changes the path of my family. And they made that change. They decided to be the hero of their story. And they ended up, having the money, the body that they've always wanted. The stories we're always telling ourselves of the hero story of our own selves. We've got to that point. That's a good way to be remembered. And the fourth one would be as a servant leader. Being that aspirational person, that person who people look up to, people aspire to be like. Because of their selfless service for others, and they're just genuinely a kind and loving person. That's I would love to be remembered in those ways. So interesting way that he presented this podcast, and I just thought it'd be interesting to share with you guys of thinking how do you want to be remembered in 20 years, or if you're older in life, how do you want to be remembered in 5 or 10 or 15 years after you retire, or whatever it is, and also how do you want not just the business community or everything else, but your family to view you. How do you want that narrative to play out? And that will affect the decisions you make day to day. So I hope you guys got some information and some good vibes out of the episode today. As always, we're sponsored by New Clean Commercial Cleaning, my company. And if we can help you in any way, if I can add value to your life or to your business facilities life, of course, give us a call at 254-7070. Again, we service from Burley all the way to Rexburg currently. Soon we'll be in Twin Falls, but we will be there to stand by you guys and serve you. As always, go out there and dominate it. Go out there and just serve others. Find ways to make other people happy. Find ways to make yourself happy and dominate your life and dominate your week. Adios. See you later.
Congratulations on spending a couple of minutes getting a little bit smarter, having some fun, and supporting the Idaho business community. If you're feeling the love, make sure to subscribe, rate, and review on iTunes, Stitcher, or wherever you are.